Hi and welcome to another gaming video, and in today's video I don't want to call them complaints, I just want to call them kind of niggles. As you know, I bought a new 2DS XL recently, got the lovely black and lime version, and it is a fantastic console. I would like to just start this video by saying it is a fantastic console. It's easily the best DS I've ever had, and I think it's the best option for anyone looking to get into the DS, 3DS kind of lineup. But with every device, there are things that they don't get right. And the 2DS XL, the new 2DS XL, is no exception. I've had mine a couple of months, and there's 4 things that bug me about it. Not bug me enough to not want to use it, but it bugs me. So the first one is this little flap here for the game cartridge and the micro SD slot. Now, it's a good idea. It covers it up. It gives the whole device a nice clean look, but getting into it is a pain, as you can see. There just doesn't seem to be enough of a lip to get your finger underneath, and I don't want to be jabbing it with a screwdriver or anything like that. So under here is your game card slot and your micro SD slot there, and I don't change games that often, so it's not a huge issue, but it's an annoyance. And if, like me, you've got one of these plastic cases that go over the top of it, it makes it even more difficult to open. The second annoyance, I'm not going to say complaint, I'm going to say annoyance, is the power button. It's A, in an odd position, so it's here, so it's sort of on the front, and B, it's quite difficult to press. Now, if you don't have a case on, it's a lot easier. If you have a case on, you find yourself trying to get your finger in and press it, because it's quite flush. It protrudes a little bit, but the actual button of pressing the button in can be quite tricky. You kind of feel like you're pushing a little bit too hard. The third issue I've had, and I only noticed this sort of in the last few days, is the top screen is extremely glossy. Even sitting here, it's almost mirrored. You can see my own reflection in it. So you can see everything you can see on my table. Whoa. It's very, very glossy, and if you're outside, it's even worse. Now, I took this for a car journey a few days ago, trying to play this in a car, sun shining through the window, and it was virtually impossible to see. I found myself sort of trying to view it in a certain angle, and then you'd go past a building and the sun would go and then you couldn't see the screen. So outdoors, that's a real issue. It's extremely glossy. Indoors, yes, it's very mirrored, but you've got a consistent light, so that really seems to be okay. And the only other issue I've had, and I've had this once, and it's hand cramp. It's not a major issue. I've only really noticed it on a few games. I was playing Asphalt 3D, which is a racing game, and to accelerate, you press the A button. So you hold the A button for pretty much most of the game, and after about half an hour to say 45 minutes, I could feel the back of my hand here starting to ache, where you're constantly pressing down on the A button. Asphalt 3D is the only game I've sort of noticed it in. I do have a few other driving games, but I'm pretty sure I used different controls, or perhaps I used the shoulder buttons for driving, I'm not sure. I've never experienced that with any other console. I've played my DS Lites to death for hours on end and never really had that issue. So it's just one that I've noticed with this new 2DS XL. I don't know whether it's the thinness of it or just the way your hands sit, but it really made the back of my sort of top of my thumb ache, and after say 45 minutes I stopped playing for a little while. So there you go. I love my new 2DS XL. The massive screens, the extra processing power, the extra buttons, just the whole design of it. It is a beautiful, wonderful console. I don't want anyone to think that it isn't, but it's not without its flaws. And as I said, there's the 4 main issues that I've got here: the flap, the power button, the glossy screen, and a little bit of hand cramp. So there you go. That's my minor issues with the new 2DS XL. Let me know if you've got one, if you've experienced any of these, or if I'm talking rubbish. Anyway, link, like, subscribe, Enjoy.